Hello, this is Chef Petrina, and today I'm going to be making Aloo Keema, which is a translation from an Asian word, aloo meaning potatoes and keema meaning minced meat. Today I'm going to be using minced lamb and minced mutton. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe to it and give me a thumbs up, and also share this recipe with your friends who love cooking. I am sharing my knowledge and my unique recipes, which I've tweaked, I've tried, and obviously I've tweaked it to make it a lot healthier so that you too can enjoy home cooking at the convenience of your own time, so that you can be more in control of what you consume, because our bodies are amazing vehicles that we are going to be living in for many, many years, from birth until we depart this world. So why not take good care of it so that you can live healthier and enjoy life for much longer? Here are the key ingredients. So this is 1 kilogram of minced lamb. You can use less if you're cooking for less people. I've got my Salad Master cookware here. I've decided to use this wide pan so that it cooks a lot faster, and you can also see the ingredients. I've got parsley here, which I will chop up later on and add it as a garnish. You can also use coriander or other herbs of your choice. Then over here, these are the other key ingredients. Got bay leaves here, organic bay leaves from our garden, just freshly cut. Got 3 chilies here, totally up to you. I've got these Pontiac potatoes, 2 of them, and 1 sweet potato, 2 purple onions, 4 tomatoes, 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. Now this one is actually sort of like onion sprouts, so I'm going to use them as well as garnish towards the end. And I've got my seasoning here. This is ginger powder. I've got cumin seeds. I'm going to add a bit of fenugreek. Fenugreek is actually good for expelling phlegm. So this is one of my unique ingredients in the recipe. You probably don't get it if you see other Aloo Keema type recipes. You know me by now, I like to improvise and improve. So you've got paprika, we've got turmeric here, turmeric powder, and this is 1 cube of vegetable seasoning. You can use sea salt as well, and these are some dried herbs and coriander seeds as well. So these are the key ingredients for the Aloo Keema recipe. Now I've got a lovely surprise and the star of the show, I would say. Ready? This is a gift that one of our neighbors has kindly gifted us. It's really huge. It's a sort of like a squash. It's organic. So I've actually saved it for this recipe because it's kind of huge. And I'm going to cook for a few people so that they can enjoy this organic squash as part of the Aloo Keema dish, my unique recipe. Here we go. So let's get cooking. Gonna just heat up this pan. You can see it's on low heat, very low heat. Because the good thing about the Salad Master cookware is you cook on low heat. Okay, while the pan is being heated up, I've got like a teaspoon of coconut oil. You basically don't need oil when you're cooking with this cookware. However, I prefer just a little bit of oil, and coconut oil is actually healthy oil as well. So we've got that. Let it melt in the pan. You can see it's just taking a little time to melt. Don't waste any of it. Put that all in. Let it melt. And what I'm going to do is to add the coriander seeds first, just to let it cook. A bit of the cumin seeds as well. Let that cook, and the rest will be added later. You just want to sort of let the seeds, just the seeds, cook slightly with the warm oil. The pan is smelling lovely at the moment. Wish you could smell it. It's lovely. So while the seeds and the coconut oil has been heating up for a while, I've actually chopped up the potatoes. I've got the bay leaves here. Also add it to the dish. Let that heat up. The bay leaves can't actually be eaten. Well, it can, but it's going to be very chewy and quite tough. It's added more to extract the oils, the medicinal oils from the leaves. And it's proven to have many benefits, including being anti-cancer. Now, it's really good because when you grow your own bay leaf from the bay leaf tree, then you get these fresh. Look how fresh they are compared to the ones you get in the shops. So these are the one sweet potato with the skin. I've just merely removed any blemishes. I'm going to add the one potato, sweet potato in, and also the 2 Pontiac potatoes, also with the skin. Now I'm adding the potatoes first before the meat and the vegetables because the potatoes are much hardier and they will take a little more time to soften and cook. Remind you again, I'm cooking the potatoes with the skin because most of the nutrients from all these vegetables are mainly under the skin. So if you peel them, then you're not going to be benefiting from the other nutrients as well. So as you can see, I'm sort of like dry cooking it, only with a little bit of a teaspoon of coconut oil. Just give it more flavor and nutrients as well. The pan, I'm not adding any water. I'm going to cover it now so that it cooks faster. In the meantime, I'm going to be chopping up the tomatoes, the chili, and the onions and garlic. Okay, so the potatoes have been cooking for a while now. In the meantime, I've chopped up the onions, the chili, the garlic, and also the little sprout from the onion as well. It's all going to go in. The onion and the chili has a bit of natural moisture, so that's going to help with the dish. Okay, it's still quite dry. I'm just going to lower down the heat slightly, so it's like on very low heat now. Let that cook further for a while to soften the potatoes and sweet potatoes more, and also to extract the remaining oils from the bay leaves. Now, some people would say, why didn't you put or cook the onions and garlic first? That's because I didn't want it to be overcooked, knowing that the potatoes, they take a longer time to actually cook as well, which is why I've added the potatoes first. However, that's totally up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so whilst waiting for the potatoes to cook a little further, I've chopped the tomatoes, which I'm going to add to this dish now. The tomatoes, I've not peeled them, I've not de-seeded them. It's all going in with all the juices, the seeds, the skin, because again, just like to remind you that all the nutrients, or more of the nutrients, are in the seeds and in the skin of the vegetables. So never ever peel them. Obviously, if there are blemishes, then do remove them. Apart from that, try to eat everything. I'm also now going to add the minced meat. The minced meat has very little fat. However, the fats will also, the little fat that is in the minced meat will also add to the oils as well. So that's going to be cooked down for, say, about maybe 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. So we're going to cover it now that I've just put it all into this pan. I'm going to cover it again and let that cook for another 5 or 10 minutes. Here we go. A few more minutes later. The meat is still taking its time to cook. I'm going to remove the bay leaves at this stage because, as I mentioned, it's quite tough. It'll be not really practical to eat the bay leaves. However, all the goodness and the oils have actually been extracted during the cooking process. And by removing them, it will leave a little more space for all the other edible type ingredients to be cooked in the pot. Got a little onion left. Putting it back in the pot. Let me find all the bay leaves. There you go. Scrape off all the remnants of the other ingredients so that there is no wastage. And in the meantime as well, it gives me a chance to stir. Now, I've not added any water. However, you may be able to see that there is quite a lot of juice from the moisture of the tomatoes and meat, the onions, and also the steam from the pan itself while it's been covered with the lid. I think I've removed all the bay leaves now. I've now cut the squash, and you'll be just surprised how much or how little I've used. This is, I think, only 1/10 of that huge squash that I showed you. So we're going to be eating the squash for many more meals. We will also try to give them away. However, we know that our friends and neighbors, they are not too keen on having to cook squash, so we'll probably have to cook more dishes, come up with more recipes on this lovely organic squash and share the final outcome with them. Now, I'm going to add the rest, which is the turmeric, the paprika, the ginger, the sea salt, the vegetable stock, all there, all gone, and give that a final stir so it's all mixed in properly. You can use fresh ginger if you want to. However, I had some powdered ginger which I wanted to finish off. So keep giving that a good stir, and I would say cook it for, oh, got one more bay leaf here, found it. Okay, cook it for at least a good 10 more minutes or so. Make sure the meat is cooked properly, and also the squash and the other hardy ingredients like the potatoes as well. Make sure it's all cooked properly before you serve. And this is a dish you can enjoy on its own. You can have it with pasta if you want, like a, you know, like a spaghetti bolognese type dish if you want. You can have it with bread. Just use your imagination, or have it on its own. Like I said, have it with bread, have it with rice. You don't need any more potatoes because there's already potatoes in there. You can perhaps even, you know, make dumplings with it, leftovers from this dish. This will be a nice dish, especially as the temperatures are much cooler now in where we are at the time of this recording, or even if you're in a warmer country, this is a nice dish to have. You can eat it at room temperature as a takeaway. If you're working out, have it as well. Remember to subscribe to this channel and give me a thumbs up on this video and share it with your friends. So I've got a bit of the sweet potato here, the squash, and the Pontiac potato. You can see it's all pierced easily with a fork, which means that it's softened. The meat has cooked beautifully. And now, before serving, I am going to be chopping up some fresh parsley over here, and this is the dish done. My version of aloo keema. I'm just thinking, if you wanted more greens, you could even add spinach to it, for example, or other vegetables like peas. Enjoy. Okay, I know. Aloo keema normally has peas, and I managed to find some frozen peas in my freezer, so it doesn't take long to actually get these warmed up. You don't really need to cook these peas, just warm them up so you don't get like a frozen bite as part of the meal. And look, it's already adding that lovely green color to the other mixture of colors of all the other ingredients. Going to just let the peas heat up for a little while, a few, maybe 30 seconds, a minute at most. You don't really want to be overcooking the peas, and we will be ready to serve. I'm going to be dishing up a little bit in this bowl just to show you what it looks like. and that I'm also going to be garnishing it with the fresh parsley. You can also use things like mint or coriander. Get a bit of the sauce here as well. So can you see, it's a nice dish. You've got sweet potato, the squash, the mincemeat, the peas, the Pontiac potatoes, onions, garlic. There's the squash there. So with the parsley, you can either use a knife to chop it up. I personally normally just like to roll it up with my hands like that and use a sharp scissors. Cut it straight into the bowl itself as a garnish. Chop up the stalks as well. The stalks, if you find it a bit hard, you can actually just add it to the hot dish and get that cooking. So that is the aloo keema, and I'm going to be tasting it shortly. I hope you enjoyed my version of aloo keema with a healthy dose of vegetables. Here is the dish. I'm gonna be tasting a little bit of it now, because many people tell me that when I cook, especially on the TV, I never get a chance to actually show that I'm actually eating my own prepared dish. So here we go. Bon appetit. So good. Here it is. I can taste the squash, the parsley, the green peas, onions, potatoes, shallots, all the spices. Do give me a thumbs up on this video if you like it. Share this recipe with your friends, and more importantly, try it out for yourself. Till next time, thank you for watching.